Ladies and gentlemen, tonight our heavy hitter is a young man who's gone on to build an amazing business. Now, the business started 75 years ago by his grandfather, and his father took on the business, and right now he is running the family dynasty himself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kicking Doors Sbu Leope, Mr. AB Moosa. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be on your show, and thank you for that very grandiose introduction.
We're very humbled to have you on the show. I mean, as I was doing a bit of research about your group, I actually started understanding that you guys are the largest independent film distribution company in the African continent.
We're the largest independent in South Africa, not a distribution company, but exhibition company.
Exhibition company, okay.
So the company was started by my late grandfather in 1939.
Yeah.
So he built a chain of cinemas throughout South Africa at the time. And then the intrusions of the apartheid system made its visitations upon the lives of all of our South African people post-1948. And as a result of that, we lost most of our businesses and cinemas because they were expropriated under the legislation of the time. Avalon is the holding company, okay. And it's a very sentimental for me. I'm now the third generation in this business, and I think it's, for me, Avalon is not just about cinema, about entertainment, which is my passion, but it's also a legacy. As the torch gets passed from generation to generation, the legacy gets heavier. We have a very untarnished, unblemished legacy in business in general, and so as the responsibility gets passed from generation to generation, it certainly is something that I'm very humbled about, but also very particular about making sure that I too continue with this very important family values that we have always had, and it's certainly becoming more challenging in the modern world we live in today.
And how are you guys adapting with the advancements of technology?
Yes, so I think that has always been part of the Avalon psyche. We've always been innovative. I think surviving a 75-year scenario requires innovation, and it's not just about technology. Technology is certainly at the forefront of it today, but it's about reinventing yourself and reinventing the way the business operates, understanding the market dynamics, understanding the changes that take place, and understanding the audiences better. And so it's about staying relevant and providing that experience. I've been very lucky. My life's been shaped by various scenarios. I went to a Catholic primary school, I went to a Jewish high school, and then I did my BCom through UNISA, and then followed through with an MBA at Henley Management College. And I joined the business at 17, and it was because we had lost most of our businesses. So when I joined, we were down to one cinema screen because of the legacy of the history of our country. And for me, it was now the democracy had come. It was early 1990s. And for me, it was a desire and a passion to rebuild this legacy.
How have you been able to build a family dynasty or carry it forward? And how are you planning to pass it on to your children? Because the company was started 75 years ago by your grandfather.
I think there's two dynamics. One is that I have always been a believer that I shouldn't be there because I'm my father's son. So I think in family businesses, one has to ensure that one is not just there because of a birthright. And I think that for me, that's been an important issue, that I needed to earn the respect of the team and Avalon, and earn the respect of the industry players. And I have hopefully been able to do that, I think, starting from the ground level and building up from that process. I was very fortunate in that my father, Moosa, who was the chairman of the company, when I joined, was able to encapsulate decades of his experience. And so while I was studying formally, I think I received an education that no university could ever have taught. So part of my focus is now about the expansion of Avalon, and we've gone into new businesses. One of them being the distribution business, movie content distribution for cinema and other platforms, including television and on demand, which is now becoming quite popular with the new market and the streaming getting better. So that's a company called No Lava, which is Avalon spelled backwards, and it's a sentimental name for me. So that's why we we try to
Keeping
keep
the legacy alive,
exactly,
yeah.
keep the link. So we've gone into that. We also do live events and concerts, which is part of our business portfolio. We've line-produced films, so foreign films that want to come and shoot in South Africa. We've been involved in that as well. And I've now entered into the foray of IT, technology. There's a major convergence between technology and movies. So it's about, that became the initial catalyst for me to focus on that. But I now have a business partner, and he and I are working on these new initiatives, which is loyalty technology.
So where is AB Moosa in the next 10 years?
Well, hopefully I'm able to grow Avalon into a more significant media player, not just nationally but internationally, and I think we're well on the road to that. And I think technology is certainly going to be a very relevant part of our business.
What message would you like to send to other entrepreneurs out there?
I think an important message is to always stay humble. I'm very humbly proud of the legacy that I come from. I think surviving a 75-year period, when one looks at the average lifespan of the Fortune 500 companies only being 40 years, is humbling. But I think also as South Africans, we have to listen to each other more and understand that we also cannot fuel a culture of entitlement. And the challenges we face is we are in a global marketplace. We have countries like India and China whose productivity levels are unparalleled and are growing. And until and unless we adopt a far more aggressive productivity and a far more open mind to having a scenario where we inspire entrepreneurs and encourage entrepreneurs from all races of our Rainbow Nation, then I think we can truly build a beautiful country. I believe very much in South Africa. I certainly believe we have a lot of potential. We have great infrastructure, great people, and hopefully we can stop scoring some of our own goals and look forward at building a better country.
See, there is no excuse to build a family dynasty. There's no excuse to succeed. The sense of self-entitlement has to go away. An entrepreneur is somebody that comes up with solutions when everybody else sees problems.